Put your money intact, put your money intact. Invest and show that your money come back. Put your money intact, put your money intact. Invest and show that your money come back. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the abundance community, diaspora city. Yeah, we got global accessibility. Your future, your currency. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the Abundance Community Diaspora City. Contact our website or social media for more info. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack. One child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack.
Hi everyone in the TAG community. You are welcome to today's training. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. My name is Blessing. I'm the director of training. It's a privilege. So I welcome every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate every one of your leaders in the house. Thank you so much for what you do behind the scene. We appreciate every one of you. Like as I said, please, if you are a leader here, probably I don't know your name and I don't mention your name. That is not deliberate. Neither have I done that to demean you or to look down on anyone. No, that is not my nature. We love and respect everyone. Thank you, all of you that have tuned in. If today is your first time of joining, we deeply appreciate you for have tuned in. And I want to tell you, please get yourself a seat and make sure you get something beside you, like either water, a coffee, whereby you just keep on zipping as we embark on this trip. Because the trainer that is going to anchor the training is not pride, it's a person I can vote for you and say today, with no iota of doubt, you will enjoy the ride. So get yourself and you know, get yourself, and fasten your seatbelt. Let's embark on the trip together. So you are welcome. We appreciate everyone. This is TAG Weekly Training, where we educate ourselves about our project, our investment that is called TAG, the Abundance Community Coin. And let me tell you, you will enjoy the ride, like as I said. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring a trainer today, a professor of mathematics, Dr. Delia Samuel. Thank you so much for availing yourself of taking the training this period. Not even only today, because you took it last week. And all over the platform, all over the group, I just saw the messages, plugging in after the training. People appreciating you. Considering your busy schedule, we don't want to take your availing yourself of taking this, training. We don't take it for granted. We want to say a big thank you on behalf of the TAG community and the leadership. Dr. Delia Samuel is a professor of mathematics, a philanthropist by what she does for the community in her country and beyond. That's exactly what we have started seeing in this community. She's a selfless woman who empties herself in readiness, for any kind of service if it's meant for the humanity. She's very ready for it. Sincerely, I'm getting to know her more than ever. So that's just the way I can put it. So, Doc, I just don't have enough word to appreciate you and to introduce you. So it will be okay if you need to introduce yourself better again because of those who might be tuning in for the first time. So, Doc, without taking much of your precious time, please, the mic is yours.
So it's cryptocurrency 102. It was 101 last week. So last time we looked at a definition of cryptocurrency. We looked at when it began. We looked at the differences between fiat and cryptocurrency. We looked at the cryptocurrency process and we I ended by looking at blockchains and how they work. Today, the presentation will focus on the differences between tokens and coins. If you go on the white paper, I'm sure you'll see those two words, tokens, and of course, coins. We will look at utility coins versus security coins. We'll look at the differences between them. And then we will look at the systems that are used for adding blocks to the blockchains. Remember, we spoke about blockchains. And the three systems we'll look at are proof of work, proof of stake, and proof of authority. Okay, so let us start with crypto coins versus crypto tokens. Now, TAC is a crypto coin. It used to be a token, it is now a coin. And the primary difference between the two of them, tokens and coins, lies in their structure and their purpose. So let us look at the crypto token. So, a crypto token is built or created. It's a digital asset, of course, that is built or created and is operating on top of an existing blockchain. So, in other words, crypto tokens do not have their own blockchains. They require another blockchain platform to operate. So tokens are actually easier to create than coins since they are being created on existing blockchains. So the process is actually simpler and more accessible. Tokens have a wide range of functions compared to coins. They are often used to raise funds for projects. They are used as a form of payment. They can be used as investments. They can be used to make purchases. Now, the most common types of tokens are, I'll look at four of them, utility tokens. These serve a single purpose as part of a specific project. They provide a way for users to do things like play games, to access decentralized services, to avoid ads, for example. So they serve a purpose. Governance tokens now. These give users the right to vote on proposed changes to a protocol. Security tokens. These are digital representations of securities or any type of asset. So things like insurance policies, that's a security, or it's a digital representation of a bond or of equities. They represent ownership in a company or asset. And then there are non-fungible tokens. So these are tokens that cannot be replicated. So think of something that you have or a project that you are doing that you do not want to be copied. So these tokens are used to create digital art, like art. You don't want people to copy your art or your music. You have some digital music that you don't want people to copy. So you would use a non-fungible token. So anything that has a patent or a copyright. So these are non-fungible tokens. So now let's look at crypto coins. Let's look at the difference. So what is a coin? So we know what a coin is. It's a digital asset, but the difference between a coin and a token is that the coin operates on its own independent blockchain. So as I said before, the tokens are easier to create than coins because creating a coin requires building a new blockchain, and that requires time and that requires expertise. Now, while tokens are used for a variety of purposes, coins function as a form of money, which you know. So they serve to store value or they serve as a medium of exchange. So that's the difference between coins and tokens. So let's summarize that. A coin runs a coin runs on its own blockchain, while a token is built on top of an existing blockchain or network instead of their own blockchain. A coin, therefore, is native to its blockchain. There is only one coin for any blockchain, but one blockchain can have multiple tokens. When and doing my research, I was looking at Ethereum and I saw it had a number of tokens on their blockchain. So tokens have a variety of uses. That's another difference. While coins, the primary function is to be used as a form of money. Okay, and again, TAC is a coin. So let's look at the difference between security coins and utility coins. That's important to know because TAC is a utility coin. So let's start with security coins. What is a security coin? So that's an investment representing legal ownership of a physical or digital asset like artwork, like gold, like real estate. And these have been verified on the blockchain. Um, Director, can you mute that person, please? It's a little distracting. I'm
Yes,
hearing him.
yes, I'm trying to look. Okay, I've seen it. Muted.
Thank you
Sorry for
so
the
much.
distraction. Sorry for the
Thank,
distraction, please.
thank you so much. So, a security coin is a representation of ownership or an investment in some real world asset. So, the security coin is backed by tangible assets with some intrinsic value. With security coins, the investors are shareholders. So that means the investors, they have a say in the decisions for that particular company. They have rights in making corporate decisions, in profit sharing. They can vote and so on and so forth. So they have a say in the operation of the company. They have a say in what happens with the company that issued these security coins. So that's security coins. So now let's look at utility coins. And again, TAC is a utility coin. So a utility coin is a digital asset or currency acting as a medium of exchange. It's designed for spending within a platform. A utility coin is not backed by anything. It's market driven. So they do not represent any real world asset. They derive their value from the functionality within the platform. So with utility coins, the investors are not shareholders. The investors like us for TAC do not dictate, they do not have a say in the operation of the company or the project. So in other words, the investors do not have ownership rights in the company or the project. So when um, Chief Abundance says that um, and when he allows us to make decisions regarding the hard cap or the MasterCard, like he did some time ago, when he says it is a privilege, it is really a privilege because TAC is a utility coin. When he allows us to vote, it is not a right, it is a privilege because of the nature of TAC. So that is the difference between a security coin and a utility coin. Okay, let's move on. So let us look at ways to manage a blockchain. And by this I mean how transactions are verified, what systems are used to verify transactions and to add the blocks to the blockchain. So remember what a blockchain is, it's like a database of transactions. Okay, so that is how the decentralization of cryptocurrency occurs. Add blocks to the blockchain. So the first one we will look at is proof of work. And the abbreviation is POW. And we looked at that briefly last week. It's also called mining. So, so what is proof of work? It's a system whereby users receive a reward for work done. So the basic concept is, if you want to add transactions to the blockchain, one has to show that some form of work has been carried out. So the emphasis is on work. But what is that work? And we saw that last week. That work is to solve a very complicated mathematical puzzle. And that is what you call mining, solving that puzzle. Now, that puzzle should not be so complicated that it takes too long to solve, because you are given seconds. Because you are given seconds to solve that puzzle. If it's too complicated, it would slow down the addition of the transactions to the blockchain. Now, what happens with the mining? It uses a lot of computational power. So the nodes, remember what nodes are? The nodes are the computers, the users. They guess the answers to the puzzle. And you give as many guesses as possible. The computer gives as many guesses as possible per second. So the miner needs to have a very powerful computer. The more powerful computer, the more guesses that you can make, the greater your chance at winning the game or at solving the puzzle. So this algorithm for proof of work forces a miner to do some work before submitting a block to the blockchain. So the system, this particular system, requires some competition, because the miners have to compete with each other to see who will be the first, who's going to solve that puzzle. So once somebody solves the puzzle, that's the winner. The other miners would check and verify that indeed the puzzle was solved correctly. They check that the answer is correct. Now, checking the answer, even though the puzzle is difficult, checking the answer is easy work. There are some mathematical problems that are extremely difficult. But once you get the answer, you can easily check. Anybody can check that it is correct. So it's the same thing that is happening here. So once the answer is checked and it is said to be correct, the winner, the miner who won, gets the right now to add a batch of transactions or a block to the blockchain. And when that is done, they receive a reward. That person receives a reward of cryptocurrency. And we saw the disadvantage of that last week. You have thousands of computers solving a puzzle at the same time. This consumes a lot of electricity. That's a lot of resources that are being used up because there's so much that's needed to perform that work. So that is proof of work. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Proof of stake. So POS, that is the abbreviation. And another word, like with proof of work, we call it mining. With proof of stake, we call it validation. And proof of stake is actually an improvement to the proof of work system because there's better energy efficiency. There is actually less work in this system. With proof of work, there are miners. With proof of stake, there are validators. Now, the purpose is still the same, The purpose, again, for both of these is to validate the transactions. That is what we want to do when we manage the blockchain. We want to validate transactions and we want to add them to the blockchain and thereafter receive a reward. So instead of miners mining, as in proof of work, with proof of stake, validators stake. So instead of solving mathematical problems with proof of stake, persons stake. So what is staking? Think of it as making a deposit to show that you have a vested interest in the cryptocurrency system. So staking means you put down a deposit or stake in order to participate in the block creation. So what are the steps to this proof of stake system? So this proof of stake system involves a network of validators. The validators take an amount, they put down a deposit, they spend money, they dedicate their financial resources to the network. And what happens is that this stake, this amount is locked for some time, which means the validator cannot use that stake. And again, why do they stake their crypto coins? For a chance to validate the transaction. And then the network chooses a winner from the validators based on some algorithm. But what is very important here is the more you stake, the better your chances are at winning. So the more you deposit, the more of an amount you put in, the more of an amount that is locked, the better your chances of winning. And so there is a winner. The winner is chosen to validate the transactions correctly, and I want to say correctly. The blocks are added, and the winner receives a reward. Now, I emphasize correctly. Why? Because if the winner misbehaves, by this I mean, if the winner adds fraudulent transactions or adds invalid transactions or did not validate correctly, and they added these transactions to the block, they are to the blockchain, they are penalized and they can lose their stake. With proof of stake, there's no need to buy expensive computers and consume massive amounts of electricity to stake crypto. Like proof of work. Proof of work, you need a powerful computer. So that is proof of stake. Let's look at the next one, proof of authority. And the abbreviation is POA. And this is the system, as Chief of Staff said last week, that is the system that TAC has adopted. So this model is based on a small number of validators. And these validators are pre-approved and they are given the authority to verify. You see, proof of authority, that's where it's coming from. They're given the authority to verify. To be a validator, there are some requirements, that there are three basic requirements that has to be satisfied. The validator must be trustworthy. The validator must be of good moral standing and without a criminal record. The real identities of validators must be confirmed. Okay, so for example, those of you who know me know that I am the one who is speaking there. But if you did not know me, I could be a robot. So the real identities of validators have to be confirmed. The validator must also be willing to invest money and stake their reputation. I didn't say stake the amount, stake their reputation. So proof of authority differs from proof of stake in that it uses identity rather than the digital assets or the coins that the validator owns. In other words, the reputation is at stake. With proof of authority, a person's reputation is more valuable than their possessions. Think of, let me give you an example. Think of Amazon. Let's say you want to buy something on Amazon and you're choosing a seller that sells that particular item you want to buy. When we buy things from Amazon, we always look at the ratings, don't we? We look at the seller's reputation. Do we choose sellers with very high ratings, maybe 4 or 5 stars? And these sellers actually have a positive impact on Amazon because they impact the trust and the reputation of Amazon as a company. They have a positive impact on the company. And I'm sure with Amazon, when you have sellers with such good reputations, they have more privileges compared to sellers with very low ratings. Because sellers with low ratings affect the integrity of Amazon. So just as reputation is critical on Amazon, reputation for verifying is critical in the proof of authority system. So I hope you understand the difference between proof of authority and proof of stake. Now, the validators use software to validate and organize transactions into blocks. The process is automated, so validators do not need to monitor the computers constantly. But the computers, they have to be in very good working condition. Now, users who receive the right to validate due to the proof of authority algorithm, they are motivated to keep their rating high. Their reputation is at stake. So this gives them the incentive to uphold the transaction process. Remember, proof of authority is based on reputation. It's based on identity. And the advantage of the proof of authority is that you have more transactions per second being executed and less computational resources are needed. So in the next slide, let's us just look at these three and let's just see the main differences between those three systems. Again, remember, TAC follows the proof of authority system. So proof of work, also called mining. The miner solves a difficult mathematical puzzle. And the first miner to solve that puzzle is the winner. And again, remember the objective of these systems is to verify transactions and add these transactions via blocks to the blockchain. Proof of stake. The validator is selected to create the next block in the blockchain. And they're selected based on the number of coins staked. The more coins staked, the greater the chance of being selected to create the next block. Proof of authority. The validators here are selected based on their reputation and trustworthiness rather than their stake. The validators, therefore, they must go through a vetting process in order to become a validator. So that's the cryptocurrency that I'm teaching today. And I want to end my presentation differently today. I want us to look at this particular song, and I want you to listen to it as I sing it, because I found it when I was listening to the song. I said, this is so apt. This is so apt because we have a dream. TAC has this dream that people would consider so impossible. I'm sure we've been told that. You can't do that. You're a Black people. You can't do that. You know, they consider it impossible. They consider it unreachable. But I sincerely believe, everybody, that we can do this. But we have to do it together. Together, we can reach that unreachable star. And so as I sing this song, I hope that we can tell ourselves that we can do this and that we get that fervor, we get that excitement to take that next step to achieve the goal of TAC. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable fall, to bear with unbearable sorrow, and to run where the brave dare not go. Ooh, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this. That's one man sore and covered with scars, still strong with his last ounce of courage, to reach the unreachable, the unreachable and that.
Put your money intact, put your money intact, invest and show that your money come back. Put your money intact, put your money intact, invest and show that your money come back. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free, join the abundance community, diaspora city. Yeah, we got global accessibility, your future, your currency. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, 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 tack. Become financially free. Join the Abundance Community Diaspora City. Contact our website or social media for more info. Everybody say, one child, one youth, one tack, one child, one youth, one tack, tack.